The first one, association with true men. True men are, true men, I think the Pali word is sappurisa. And it means a true man is a person who knows the true Dhamma. And the true Dhamma is the original Dhamma of the Buddha. And we know from Wikipedia and all that, archaeologists have proven the original teachings of the Buddha are only found in 5 Nikayas. The Digha Nikaya, Majjhima Nikaya, Sangyutta Nikaya, Anguttara Nikaya, and Khuddaka Nikaya. Because these were the only suttas that existed during Emperor Asoka's time. Now they have dug up the Asoka pillars, the stone pillars that Asoka king made, and carved on the pillars is the evidence that during Emperor Asoka's time only 5 Nikayas existed. No Mahayana Sutras, no Abhidhamma, no commentaries, only these 5 Nikayas. So the second condition is hearing the true Dhamma. That means you hear these 5 Nikayas. These are the most important words you want to hear. It is said in Anguttara Nikaya 4.180, the Buddha said, if any monk says that the Buddha taught such and such, or some senior monks or some group of monks say the Buddha taught such and such, the Buddha said we should not accept it, we should not reject it, but we should compare it with the suttas and the Vinaya. So it is in accordance with the suttas and the Vinaya. The Buddha said you can accept it as the Buddha's words. If not, the Buddha said reject it. This is the true Dhamma. And the third condition, yoniso manasikara, I like to translate as focus attention. Sometimes people say proper attention, sometimes Bhikkhu Bodhi says careful attention. But I say focus attention because when you listen to the Dhamma, you must have focus attention. You must focus your mind to listen. So when you pay full attention with a focused mind, that is focused attention, and that will make you understand the Dhamma that you are hearing. Now the second and the third condition, hearing the true Dhamma and having focused attention when you are listening, will lead you to understanding. And that means you will see the Dhamma and you will have what is called Dhamma Chakku, vision of the Dhamma. And that is synonymous with right view. Once you see the Dhamma, you understand the basic Dhamma, you have right view. And right view is the first factor of the Noble Eightfold Path. So when you attain right view, you have entered the Noble Eightfold Path. That's the meaning of entering the stream. And stream entry, becoming an Arya, first path attainer, is understanding the basic Dhamma. The second and the third condition is very important. Hearing the true Dhamma and having a focused attention when you listen. The fourth one is practice in accordance with the Dhamma. After you have learned the Dhamma, then you must practice, carry it out. And when you practice the Dhamma, you attain higher stages of attainment of Aryahood. Because just listening will bring you to the first path. The first path, it takes some time for that wisdom to mature. By practicing, by hearing more Dhamma, by meditating and all that. And then when the wisdom matures, it becomes fruit, Sotapanna. And it said in the Sutta, Sangyutta Nikaya 25.1, that after a person attains stream entry, he will become a Sotapanna, a first fruit attainer before he dies. That means it takes some time for that wisdom to mature. And then when he attains Sotapanna, the 3 factors fall away. In the Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta 115, it is also said, just now I just recap the 4 factors that lead to vast wisdom, that is association with true men, hearing the true Dhamma, focus attention, and then practice in accordance with the Dhamma. These 4 conditions are also called the conditions for stream entry. In some other sutta and the Samyutta Nikaya, they're called the 4 conditions for stream entry. If you want to become an Arya, first path attainer, you have to fulfill these 4 conditions. In the Majjhima Nikaya 115, a monk is called wise if he is skilled in the Dhamma. Because if a person is skilled in the Dhamma, he understands the Dhamma, then he will cultivate wholesome states and he will avoid unwholesome states. If you cultivate wholesome states, you benefit yourself and you benefit others. If you cultivate unwholesome states, you'll harm yourself and you will harm others as well. Now, just now we talked about right view, stream entry. When we attain right view, we eliminate ignorance and delusion. There are 3 causes of suffering, we know, greed, hatred and delusion. In the suttas it is said that greed is not extremely harmful but very hard to eliminate. For example, some people like to eat good food. Whenever there is good food, they cannot restrain themselves. So now you get a lot of obese people. Yeah, Malaysia is one country with a lot of obese people. Yeah. So it is not extremely harmful, but very hard to eliminate. It is a weakness, very hard to eliminate. Hatred is extremely harmful, but easier to eliminate. If you hate some people, you might kill them. Like recently we had in Orlando, isn't it? This gunman. People he doesn't know just because of his view that gay people and lesbians deviant people that should be eliminated. Then he killed innocent people for nothing. They never harmed him. Yeah. So this hatred is extremely harmful, but easier to eliminate because once you correct his view, once he understands, then he can get rid of that hatred. Yeah. Then delusion is something that is extremely harmful and very hard to eliminate. Delusion, you are ignorant, but you don't know you are ignorant. You believe you are right. Like some people, because of their views, they kill many people and they think they will go to heaven for it. So that is extremely harmful and very hard to change the delusion. Very hard. In the Anguttara Nikaya 10.105, it is said that ignorance, which is usually accompanied by shamelessness and recklessness, will lead to wrong view, and wrong view will lead to wrong thoughts, and then to wrong speech, wrong actions, and this will lead to all unwholesome states or all unwholesome qualities that will harm a lot of people. But the true knowledge, this is knowledge of the Dhamma, will give you right view, which will lead to right thoughts, right speech, right action, which will lead to all wholesome states. So true knowledge or right view, that is Aryan right view, is very beneficial. In the Majjhima Nikaya Sutta 43, it is said that a wise man understands the 4 noble truths. If a person understands or has a basic understanding of the 4 noble truths, he has attained right view. And that means he has become an Arya. So in this sutta also it is mentioned that to attain stream entry, only 2 conditions are necessary. The voice of another teaching you the Dhamma, the true Dhamma, and you have focused attention when you listen to it. It is also said that the purpose of wisdom is knowledge, full understanding, and abandoning or letting go. So if you have wisdom, you will have knowledge, you will have understanding, and you will let go. Sometimes some people go for retreat and then they come back, they say, oh, the teacher certified, they're Sotapanna already. But you see whether they can let go or not. If they cannot let go, cannot be. In the Anguttara Nikaya 5.53, it is said that the wise man possesses the wisdom that sees arising and passing away. the wisdom which is aryan and penetrative or deep, and leads to the complete destruction of suffering. So a wise man possesses the wisdom that sees arising and passing away is impermanence. If you see impermanence in everything in the world, then you see suffering. To give you a good example, suppose one day the doctor tells you that you have 4th stage cancer, a big tumor inside you didn't know. So you have 4th stage cancer, and the doctor says you have 3 months more to live. Then suddenly you see impermanence, yeah, and because of that you see suffering, yeah. You don't see suffering when you are in meditation. You're sitting so nice and comfortable. How can you see suffering? But if somebody tells you that you have 4th stage cancer, then you really see suffering. So the wise man, he sees the nature of the world is impermanent. And because of that, he awakens to the danger of samsara, the danger of existence. And if he investigates the Dhamma, he knows that there are woeful planes of rebirth that are really frightening. And then he makes up his mind to do something instead of going the normal happy way, enjoying life. And it is said in some other sutta that once you understand the basic Dhamma and you see impermanence and you see suffering, then you will withdraw from society. You will withdraw from all your friends who go for the happy hour, go to Hajjai and all that. You withdraw and you live a more secluded life. And then some of your friends will think, what happened to this fellow? Now he's a funny fellow. Don't want to mix with us. Aryans are funny fellows. They are not normal fellows. So there's one sutta, Sangyutta Nikaya 12.19. The Buddha said, these are quite strong words. The difference between the wise man and the fool is the living of the holy life for the ending of suffering. So a really wise man, he cultivates the spiritual path to end suffering. A foolish man will still want to continue to enjoy worldly life, worldly pleasures, and in the end, when time comes, then he'll be a very worried man. You can see some people just a few days before they die, they're very scared to close their eyes, because every time they close their eyes, they see Ho Hia Ti Lai Liao, Akong Ama, all that. So some of them dare not switch off the light at night when they sleep. Dare not be left alone in the room. That's not a good sign. There's some even worse. Before they die, they're crying. I heard of one lady was dying of cancer. She was crying every day, and her close friends asked her why. She said, "Who has tied me up in chains? It's all in iron chains." And she's going to hell. So you won't know until a few days before you die where you're going. So you have to prepare for it. If you're wise, you'll prepare for it. And the best way is to study the Dhamma, listen to the suttas. By the way, this morning I brought 50 micro SD cards in English and 50 micro SD cards, Hokkien talks. It's in the office. If you all want, you can go and get it there. So I shall end here and invite any questions or anything to discuss.